Let's face it, some of the biggest metal tones in history came from pedals that probably cost more than your first car. But what if I told you you could chase legendary metal tone without emptying your wallet? In this video, we're going over the top 5 budget metal guitar pedals in 2025. But you're gonna wanna stick around to the end for some massive savings on these pedals. All right, this is the Axe Guitar Show. Let's go. All right, folks, welcome back to the Axe Guitar Show. For those of you that are new, my name is Nick. Now, let me be real with you. Chasing the perfect metal guitar tone these days, it can get expensive. Big brand pedals with boutique price tags, even small, locally made pedals are getting pretty expensive. But lucky for us, there's an underground world or market of budget pedals out there, basically modeled after the expensive stuff, the stuff we love, and it comes without that financial regret. So today I've rounded up the 5 best budget guitar pedals in metal in 2025, and trust me, these little boxes punch way above their price tag. And without further ado, let's get right into it with our first pedal. This is the Humanoid Apparition Distortion, and trust me, this is no ghost story. This handmade high gain distortion can deliver anything from like a tight blues crunch to a thick saturated wall of sound that'll haunt your amp in a good way. Now, I'll be honest with you, the $150 price tag of the Apparition doesn't really scream budget pedal. But wait, hold on. If you stay to the end of the video, I'm gonna give you 25% off these handmade pedals, which definitely bring this down into the range of budget pedal. And then considering most pedals just like this are in the 200 range, and this is actually the main dirt pedal in my thrash tone, I think it's a huge steal. Coming in with 4 dials to include high, low, level, and drive, along with the top mounted jacks here. Handmade North Carolina, this thing is ready to absolutely terrorize your signal chain. If you place this bad boy in front of your amp with the level all the way up and a touch of drive, this thing really acts like an aggressive, huge overdrive with a bite. Next up, we have the Donner EMBARK 03 Phaser, your ticket to recreating that classic analog swirl we've all known to love. This little box uses pure analog circuitry, reminiscent of the tones that you get in the first Van Halen album, and this thing comes at a very, very low price tag of $25 on Amazon right now. And what I personally love about this guitar pedal that I've found out throughout the years, I'm not a guy that loves a bunch of knobs. This thing only has one knob, and you can kind of keep it at that very subtle swirling phase in the background, or crank it all the way up to get that huge, huge swirl. Oh, and don't let me forget, when you buy one of these pedals, Donner gives you a bunch of stickers to customize the front faceplate of this pedal. Let's be honest, your pedal board does deserve as much drip as you. Come on. I personally use this pedal in 2 different ways. In front of my amp for that very subtle kind of EVH lead tone that cuts through the mix. If it wasn't there, I would notice it. And then sometimes I put it in my effects loop for that huge swirl for, you know, certain modular things. All right, changing gears and moving on to our next pedal. Now, if you caught the JHS review of this pedal, you know that it is a very good budget pedal, and this is the Enchanted Overdrive by Caline. This little pedal continues to impress me as I find more and more ways to include it in my signal chain. This is really great for that smooth, transparent, low gain tone for like blues, classic rock, but then it can be perfect for pushing that high gain amp that you have into breakup and really cleaning it up. I personally use it for my go-to low drive blues tone kind of machine, and it never lets me down. I've seen players with really high gain amps use this to really clean up their low end and any muddy tones, which would be really good for you to use if you're using, say, like a 6505 PV that can be kind of muddy and a bit noisy. I also love this in front of my PV Invective mini head. This thing does clean up some of that low end that I need for precise thrash riffs that the native boost doesn't already clean up. So this is a welcome addition to any thrash metal signal chain. So for $39, you'll find this is super versatile no matter what level of gain you play at. Let's check it out. All right, time to crank things up with the JOYO Dark Flame R17 Distortion, a modern high gain beast. Now this bad boy is actually, I guess you could say, a clone or modeled off of the Rev G3 Distortion. Yep, you heard me right. This thing is based off that high-end distortion pedal known for its aggressive articulation. The only thing and how this differs from the G3 is that it's 50 some dollars, not like quadrillion dollars. Now this pedal comes with your standard volume and gain knob, but then you have some wide EQ shaping and options here. You have a low, a mid, a high, but then you also have something pretty cool on this pedal. This comes with a bright and dark switch, which is really nice for instant changes in the voicing of this pedal, or you can, just find one that you favor and dial in that tone that's perfect for you. If you play metal or hard rock or just want your neighbors to absolutely hate you, this is the pedal for you. And then lastly, if you're already a fan of the Uzi JOYO distortion pedal, this coveted budget pedal right here, you're gonna love the Dark Flame because it really pushes those boundaries and you'll be familiar with the controls and kind of how it sounds. All right, rounding out our list is another humanoid pedal called the Humanoid Ghoul Fuzz. This is a seriously powerful fuzz beast. This pedal is super interesting because when you look at it, it looks super simple. It's got one knob, but how you should use this pedal in your chain along with the volume setting on your guitar gives you tons of tonal versatility that we'll get into. So this thing's designed to have fixed gain and a single knob that controls the output volume, letting you shape your fuzz intensity with your guitar's volume knob. Super handy for lead playing and then just like kind of controlling it on the fly. Built with hand-picked high gain silicone transistors, this thing offers a huge thick wall of fuzz that would be integral or a staple for any like stoner rock kind of vibes you're trying to get. And we wouldn't be doing Humanoid right if we didn't talk about the craftsmanship of these pedals. These pedals are handmade in North Carolina and are super, super sturdy. With budget pedals, you usually get something that's made offshore and sometimes the craftsmanship can be a little spotty. These things are handmade, QC'd by Bill in North Carolina, and let me tell you, I've never had one fail. They definitely withstand a beating and are tanks. I love this in front of my amp as a dirt pedal to achieve near perfect Black Sabbath tones. When you hear this thing, you'll see that this sounds like early Sabbath, and it's a really easy way to achieve that tone without any modelers. There you have it, the best budget guitar pedals for metal in 2025. From swirling phasers to gnarly fuzz, even high gain distortion pedals, there's really a pedal in this list for every metal player out there, and you won't drain your wallet or bank account. Now, the links to all these pedals can be found in the description below, and if you want to save 25% off all Humanoid pedals, just go ahead and click its link in the description or use the code THEAXE at checkout. Many thanks for hanging out with me and checking out these pedals. If you like the content, consider subscribing below, and I'll see you on the next video.